Hello and welcome to Cargo Knits. Today we are drafting and making and designing our own sweater. I took an online course by Amber Hards that kind of goes over designing, drafting, and making all your own patterns. Because for me, I couldn't really find any machine knit patterns that I liked and I really wanted to make. So I got some cheap acrylic yarn. It's my first time working with coned yarn, and we're gonna make a lovely striped sweater. I made my pattern, I did all the math. It looks like this. This is the front panel. So I took my gauge swatch, got the amount of stitches and rows per 4 inches, 10 centimeters, and calculated all the measurements based on that. I laid this sweater out. This is one of my favorite sweaters. I took the measurements from it on a big piece of several pieces of paper taped together. It looks like this. Put them into the math formulas that she had given me and designed my own pattern. So I've knit the front piece. I had to. I didn't film it, but I had to see if it would work. And it works. So today we're going to be making the back panel, the sleeves, and the collar and seaming everything together. Let's get started. So I've already cast on some waste yarn and a row of ravel cord. We're going to be doing a 2x1 because I don't have a ribber yet, and I prefer the way 2x1 mock rib looks over 1x1 mock rib. Once I have a ribber though, I will be using a lot of 1x1 rib and a lot of 2x1, 2x2. I'm really excited for all of those things because a ribber opens up new possibilities, but I don't have money for one, so one day. This yarn is a sport weight yarn. It's a little bit thicker than I had originally thought, so we're working on tension 10 for the main tension and then tension 7 for ribbing to kind of bring everything in. It knits very well, but sometimes it's a little funky. So it's 22 rows to get 6.5 centimeters, which I think is 2.5 inches in mock ribbing for the bottom hem. I'm gonna go do that and start the stripes, and I'll show you what it looks like. I am just getting faster and faster. The entire back panel in an hour and a half. Something's gonna happen though. It's going a little too well. This will probably be done in 2 days, 3 days max. I gotta go to work, so we're gonna do the sleeves when I get back home, but going well. The pattern is working well. I forgot to show the chaos of how much it took to figure it out. Ignore the terrible drawings, but it was a lot. It took an entire night. Next up is the sleeves. I'll see you when I'm back. Alright, it's the next morning. I got my new stand that I talked about in the last video. It's great. No more breaking my back, just making things. So, and it's sturdy. It doesn't wiggle and wobble. I'm excited. I made one of the sleeves last night, but for some reason I did the math wrong. Like I said, I did it. It took an entire night, so I was frazzled by the end of it, but it's too small. It barely fits around my wrist. So I went through and reworked it, got the actual measurements and proper ones, and have set it up so that we can start the sleeve now. And hopefully it ends up well. But if not, we're gonna send it and we're gonna finish it. I think it'll still look good either way. am so glad that I reworked the sleeve pattern because it actually fits perfectly now. The decreases look much better. The top of the sleeve lines up perfectly with the shoulder from the main panels. I'm gonna do some terrible editing magic and do the second sleeve, and it'll be done. And then we'll seam it. Yeah, movie magic. So what I did is I wanted it to be kind of asymmetrical in some way because I love perfection, but it can be perfect with a cool twist. I don't know. I did a black cuff and then a red cuff for the sleeves, and then the collar is going to be black while the waistband is red. I'm going to seam together the shoulder and start the neckline in the morning because it's 10:30 now, and I worked all day and I look sweaty and sticky and gross, so I'm gonna rest, but I'll be back in the morning and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, good morning. I just hung up the neck stitches to count how many stitches I need to cast on for the neck band. It's 110 stitches total, so now I take all these stitches off, cast on the neckband, knit that, and then reattach these stitches. I'll film this process. It's hard to explain. I know I said it would be like a 2-day, 3-day thing, but it's not. It's fine. Whatever. All right, so we've got the waist yarn casted on for the neckline. What we're gonna do is, for my gauge, it's 3.45 rows per centimeter. So I want 4 centimeters, which is about 1.5 inches, which is 14 rows. We're going to start at the main body tension, which is 10. We're going to do 2 rows at 10, 3 rows at 9, 4 rows at 8, and then 5 rows at 7, which is my ribbing tension. Then do a turning row, and then repeat that, but the opposite direction. And then fold it, knit a row, and then connect the neckline to the body of the sweater. Doing that transition between tensions gives a kind of taper, which helps once it's sitting in the round flat, like on your shoulders. It helps the collar sit flat as well, instead of like bulking up, if that makes sense. Took the waist yarn off and the ravel cord, and now we're gonna hang up the body stitches. Neck stitches are picked up. Now we just do a simple gate peg latch tool bind off. The collar is complete. I didn't realize that the wrong side of the hem would show on the right side of the sweater, but it doesn't look bad. I just need to undo this woven in end that I accidentally put on the outside. I think it looks good though. There's not any like major holes, and I like the way the 2x1 looks. Mock rib isn't very stretchy, but that's fine. We're gonna seam together the shoulder and then put the sleeves on. All right, let's take it off. Not bad. It looks a little wonky where I seamed it together. Oh well, it looks better than the vest I made in terms of seaming. Now we just gotta do the sleeves. It's done. You can see it over there. Let me go grab it. Look at how good it turned out. The seaming's perfect. I finished it like 2 days ago, but I've let it sit. I steamed it and I let it sit for a little while to kind of like stretch out on the hanger and relax a little bit. But let me show you what it looks like on. I think it turned out so good. For a first sweater, completely designed by me, all the math done by me, all the shaping designed by me. I know it's basic, but I love it, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. It took a while to seam it. I'll do a close-up of those while I keep talking. The neckline looks really good. The inside looks really good. The only problem that I have with acrylic yarn is it's really slippery. So even when the ends are woven in, they slip out really easily on the inside. Not a big deal, not visible on the outside, which is good. I think it looks really good, and I'm really happy with it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This has been the making of my first full sweater. I had started sweaters in the past in the month that I've had this machine, but never finished them because I didn't know what I was doing. But I took the leap, I jumped in, and I'm very happy with how it looks. Oh, and I did the mismatched arms, which looks good. I was very scared about that for a second because I thought it might look funky, but it looks good. It's a little asymmetrical cuteness. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.